Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Alex Smith, the Washington football team, taking down the undefeated Steelers. Fired up for this one. You knew it was coming. Let's get it started. Welcome to the QB School. So the idea for this one came from David. Please do a video on Alex Smith versus the Steelers. Comeback player of the year. Absolutely, without a doubt, Alex Smith, an inspiring performance, ability to come back from such a grueling injury. I haven't even watched the documentary special about it just because it makes me uncomfortable with those types of injuries. But to know the perseverance, the grit, the resilience that he's gone through to put himself in a position to do what that team did versus the Steelers, really special. Very excited for this one. This, like many of the long-form videos on this channel, is a preview to what's available over on the QB School Patreon community. The entire game, every offensive snap. It's a great one. It's fascinating to see how they constructed their game plan to take advantage of what the Steelers were giving them, what the Steelers do. This is a very small sample size of 3 plays with a little secret egg nugget in there, also Easter egg style, for you to get a sample of what goes on over there at the Quarterback School Patreon community. Fired up for this one. Let's get it started. Alex Smith taking down the Steelers. So the first one here, 2nd and 12, third quarter, at an empty. They do a lot of 3x2 empty. This is a beautiful throw in the corner, taking advantage of the corner. Absolute dime of a throw. It really shows a handful of things that come about quite a bit in this game. For me, this is as good as it gets for Alex as far as accuracy, driving the ball down the field, absolute strike. Got to have it for them to win this game right here. Really nice job. Pure offensive architecture here. They do a number of really cool things out of empty during this game. This throw specifically, pretty unique. What I mean by that is there's where the ball ends up going on the corner, but this play is really kind of a high-low up top. Normally, I would say this variation of smash is a bit more of a middle field open beater. When you got middle field closed here, you wouldn't think that the corner would get involved here on this quick out. Really, they end up getting kind of pseudo 2 guys in the flat. So when this corner comes out, he actually baseball turns, spins, and that's why he's late to this corner. It's a great throw. He almost gets there, but this is really a high-low on something that shouldn't be there. Normally, he should be getting back to the deep third, letting this flat defender, safety coming down, come out, handle that flat area. But again, it doesn't always happen perfectly. He takes advantage, his vision, but this is really just a 2-on-1 with someone out of position, baseball turn, absolute dime of a throw. On the backside, we've got everybody breaking off this way. Little post, little short ends or fins, and you just read it left to right. Alex does a great job of getting the ball out, using his vision, and driving the ball down the field. Again, one more time, just looking at that corner up top. Full-on baseball turn right there. You can see 2 guys going to the flat. He baseball turns, we drive it. Absolute strike down the field. Even with the baseball turn, still has to be a perfect ball for it to be completed. The other thing that this rep shows for me, and this comes up a handful of times, and this is just me being honest about the evaluation of the play. He does a lot of really good things, Alex, but he, for me, is just occasionally a tick slow, or a half tick, really. So it's just that whether he's bouncing, going to his left, for me, he could make this just a bit easier if he got it out on time. He takes just kind of an extra settle here, almost like 1, 2, 3, move. And this might not be the best example of it, but it really comes up when you watch the entire game. It looks like he's like a half tick, a pat late on some of these throws. This next is a beautiful play, him shuffling to the left, throwing to the right, a shallow, really kind of prototypical Alex Smith at his best for me. Really accurate underneath, intermediate throws, athletic, moving away. Just an unbelievable, really nice play considering what he's had to do to get back on the field. This offensive architecture-wise is a variation of 4 verticals. Don't get it twisted. People always come at me in the comments. It's not 4 verticals. It is a variation of 4 verticals. 3x1 here with the special, the seam, the go. It's just not a guy extended out here running the go down here. When you get in a condensed split, they usually break them off to a corner. So this is 4 vertical spacing. And then you run, instead of a check down, you run this shallow where the ball ends up going. So the ball ends up going to the shallow, But the thing that makes this play great for me is Alex moving this way, coming back, throwing it back this way. Just a really impressive throw. Great execution. Nothing easy about this. This is high-level NFL Sunday stuff. Again, check his drop, no heel click, great base. 1, 2, 3, shuffle, throw. Get it out on time. You can see moving the ball down the field. They're running a variation of brackets. Maybe you got an opportunity if that number 3 up top takes the pipe, takes the middle of the field. Would be the only thing I would say potentially driving the ball down the field. So right here you get kind of a variation for me of these 3 over these 2. So when he goes over the top of the number 2 there, for some reason, you could theoretically come in here and attack this part of the field. Alex is always going to make good decisions, err on the side of making clean, easy throws, potentially get that backside safety involved with that type of throw. Again, just really love when you see quarterbacks shuffling one way, throwing back the other way, off platform. Nothing easy about this. 1, 2, 3, shuffle, throw. I mean, it's really special. Considering the path that he's had to come back to do this, to be able to come back and do this, that looks like in his prime Alex right there for me. Athletic, accurate underneath, dime. Great play. Next thing up here, a little special LSU install here. For me, LSU made this popular. I'm sure it's been around for a long time, but for me, this is just inside fade. A little 3-man, 3-person combination route. We're really only going to pay attention to this side of the concept. They called it shock. Heard it called a bunch of different things. What it is it's a locked hitch, whether it's a 5-yard hitch, 5-step hitch, 1-step hitch. See it run a bunch of different ways. This is a locked hitch. This is an inside fade. So you get all this space to work. Just like running a go, except now we've got no sideline here. We've got all this extra room to drop this ball in. And it's usually paired with a variation of stick. So I've seen it run with a jerk before. They run it a bunch of different ways in this game. That's why we're talking about it. But right here for the Patreon community, a little extra LSU install we talk about in this video. So right on cue, 3rd and 4th, you know it's coming up. Up top, here it comes, little LSU shock. The number 2 is going to get a great catch here on this inside fade, one-handed. Again, Alex gets the ball out on time. It's a beautiful catch. They run a little bit different variation of it over the course of this game in a bunch of different iterations. This one down here is paired with a little hitch and a wrap in to the other side of the field we'll talk about here drawing-wise. But the read is really the same, especially when you play a middle field closed type defense. It's all going to be the same. For me, I love Alex's ability to get it out on time. Again, the ball ends up going here with the inside fade. Again, you can see all the space. Just imagine if we ran the fade here, you get a condensed window up top. When you run the fade here and you're able to get outside, you get a lot more space to drop this thing in. So that's where the ball ends up going. Here's that variation of the stick here. Also see it with a jerk where they come in here and run this hitch to an in. Down here to the bottom of the screen, they run a few different combinations. For me, this read, if we were in an install, would be closed up top, open down here. So over the course of the game, when you watch the entire game, they run option with a 7 or a circus. They run hitch with a wrap in. Again, different open beaters. Up top, it's just that inside fade with some variation of locked hitch, whether it's 1-step or 5-yard hitch. It's all the same concept. We're trying to hold that corner down so we can throw that inside fade. Check it out. Really nice. Again, Alex gets the ball out on time. Love the fact that they were able to run it and go spread and throw it so much. Again, you get that little 1-step hitch up top. Hold that corner down. Got all that space. Matchup, execution, ridiculous catch. Big time win. Again, love the fact. Watch how Alex gets it out on time. Rhythm, 1, 2, 3, throw. There's no hesitation. No indecision. Veteran decision making. Excellent accuracy down the field. Big time W. Love it. So that's a wrap for this one. If you want to see the entire video, hop over to the QB School Patreon community. We go through the nuances, the details, how they break down their run game, how they attack the Steelers defense the entire game. I think you will really dig it. Get over there, check it out. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good one.